What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? Pardon my tardiness. I just got caught out in a winter wonderland out here in Northern Virginia. Washington is a 12-win football team. Got their 12th win in Dallas yesterday, and we are headed up to Tampa Bay, Raymond James Stadium, the home of Washington's last playoff win 19 years ago. It turns 19 tomorrow, actually. How are we doing today, D. Will?
Hey man, amazing, brother. Listen, 12-5 for the second time in my lifetime, brother. 12-5.
It's a first for
Finishing
me.
with double-digit wins, man. Feeling good, feeling great. Got out of the bye week and finished the season 4-0. Shows perseverance, shows the stick-to-itiveness, and shows that this team is on a mission to debunk some of the myths about what was going to happen this year. And I love it. Love to hear it. Glad we're here.
We're debunking myths, we're righting wrongs, and we're checking boxes that we haven't seen this team check in quite some time. My goodness, what a time it is to be alive in the DMV or wherever you're repping from.
Yeah.
Washington won 12 games, and we did it in the most Washington fashion ever. We are the cardiac kids, man. Every game, especially our last four, we just ended the season on a 5-game winning streak, and these last four were all to the final second of the game. We saw what happened with the Eagles game, the Saints game, the Cowboys game, and the Falcons game. You never can turn your TV off when it comes to watching a Washington game because anything could happen down the stretch.
Man, it's all about, I mean, and it just goes to the fact, man. You got 60 minutes, you know what I'm saying? 15 minutes a quarter, and the Commanders have decided that they're going to use every second of the clock in order to secure a win. And they've been doing that for the past few weeks. And they've been doing what they had to do to get some of these dubs, man. So I love it. You know, like I said, man, previous lifetimes, teams would have given it up. They would have packed it in. They wouldn't have had a shot. But, you know, regardless of who's at quarterback, and we saw it yesterday, regardless of who's at quarterback, this team is going to fight to the end, bro. This team is going to fight to the very last minute. And what I really found out this season, bro, overall, is that this team got that dog in them, man. They really do. They got that dog in them. And they really are really trying to turn this thing around. I love that for us, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know what kind of dog it is because it's sometimes they ready to get off the leash and ready to attack something, and sometimes they want to be an obedient house pet. I don't know what type of dog it is, but we definitely got that dog in our rib cage. Man, 12 wins, as good as you could have possibly predicted Washington's season this year. I think you would have been lying to come out and say you expected a 12-win football team. You can try to throw as many asterisks as you like next to how we did this. Every Washington team I've watched in the past 25 plus years would have found a way to lose most, if not all, of these games that were coming up victorious in. No Jaden in the second half, no problem. Marcus Mariota in relief for the second time this season comes in, lights it up, leads a game-winning drive. I know Jay Gruden was somewhere bricked up seeing us throw a corner pylon fade from the 11-yard line. We love to see it. Terry McLaurin, single season franchise record for touchdowns in the season. Touchdown number 13, man. Shout out to Scary Terry and company. We're only going to talk about this Dallas game for a little bit because the regular season's over. We got playoff football to talk about. But what was your emotional roller coaster like watching yesterday's game?
Well, Real, I first want to begin and say this, that there's only two documented people that had this team playing this well. One is Lake Lewis Jr., who you had on your program, and I had him on the Breaking Command pod, who said this team was a 11, 12 win, possibly 12 win team. And then there's Paul that's in the chat, said they were going to be a double-digit 11, 12 win team as well. So I got to give both of them their props, you know what I'm saying, for saying this. But just like you, everybody else did not think that 12 wins was in the works for this team. Thought it may just get a couple games better, maybe 6, 7, 8 wins was the max. But they proved that, like MJ said, the ceiling is the roof. You know what I'm saying? They proved that 12 wins, they were able to get it done. But I'll say this, yesterday, man. Yesterday was an emotional roller coaster because coming out early, this team just didn't look like themselves. They looked sluggish. They looked tired almost. They looked out of sorts. Couldn't things just weren't going well. And Dallas, who was a bad football team with Trey Lance at the helm, kept them in the game. Defense stepped up and held them to three points, a lot of possessions. Offense was kind of struggling along their way. And then going in at halftime, they come out. Mariota gets in the game, and Mariota promptly leads a scoring drive. The passes come out a little bit different. Guys start catching the passes. And then, just when it's in doubt, you get to the end of the game. And I called it yesterday, man. My wife was sitting down here watching with me, man. And I said, oh, single coverage? Oh, they're going to Terry. I said, it's either going to be one of two routes. It's going to be that quick slant to Terry or that fade. Mm-hmm. And they went up to the fade. Terry went up. Aggressive catch the ball like Madden. You know what I'm saying? Aggressively caught the ball.
With his hands. With his hands.
With his hands.
Love to see it.
He's a body snatcher. You know what I'm saying? Low key, one of them other passes. But he went up with his hands, caught the ball at the highest point, brought it down, and scored. And just right on time, man. Terry has played amazingly this year, and he had the mask on, you know what I'm saying, for his celebration, what I love. And he just went up and got it, man.
And a little peekaboo at the end.
Yes,
a little peekaboo at the end. I love it, man.
Yesterday, that whole game was an emotional roller coaster, but it showed that they can get it done. And whatever anybody tries to say, that game meant something to them. Because if it didn't, they would have packed it in. But the game meant something to them, and they went out there and got it done.
I can count so many examples of pretty losses Washington has had over the years. Pretty losses. Oh, we weren't supposed to beat that team, but we only lost by 3. We only lost by 1. We only lost by a fluke touchdown.
We ain't doing that no more, bro.
We used to be the moral victory dynasty of the NFL. Hey, we beat that team the year they won the Super Bowl. We beat the number 1 team in the conference. We beat the best team in the division. We split with the best team in the division. It feels a lot better to praise ugly victories than pretty losses. And no, we don't compare to teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, but them boys win ugly every week. But you know what word you emphasize in that sentence? Win. Winners win. It doesn't matter how they got it done. At the end of the day, there's no style points or fractional additions or subtractions from your result, regardless of if you won or lost the game. You either won the game or you lost the game, point blank, period. And we have a ticket to the dance. My boy David said, you got your little girl that ice cream from the last pod, brother.
Rio, as you know, man, our friendship is handled off of this stream. So we talk all the time, and you see how she's worked me over the past few days with getting a lot more things than just the ice cream, man. Maybe at the end of the show, I can share that story with everybody. But I was reading that comment, and I was like, I wanted to make sure I got to that. But yeah, David, she definitely got that. And she got a little more, man, because, old dad is a sucker, brother.
Can't say no to baby girl, man.
Can't say it, man. She the only one, and she the girl, bro.
We support spoiling daughters. # girl dad. Shout out to all of them.
For sure, man. Absolutely. And look, man, she's reaping the benefits right now of my team being successful. I'm in a very happy mood with a lot of people. And the other things I would have said no to or not have done. No, I've been saying yes a whole lot. And shout out to the Commanders for my daughter getting her way around here.
Hey, shout out to baby girl for getting what she deserves.
Is that Canada? Is that Canada checking in with the super chat?
We got Canada. I believe it is Canadian currency in the super chat. Appreciate you, SP. Take this in. We have the most salary cap space of any team in the NFL playoffs by at least 50 million American dollars. We also got the youngest, best quarterback. We up right now. Exactly. Take it all in. We're happy to be there, but we want to make some noise while we are here. But we're the only team entering the playoffs with over $100 million in salary cap, because this was a team that was supposed to be just trying to find itself, find its identity, and learn how to play together and come together in unison in year one. But we've kind of beat the learning curve to its arrival, and we got a ticket to the dance, baby. That's all you can ask for.
Yo, Rio, on a victorious Monday, you realize that the Commanders have done a lot this year. Outside of the 12 wins, the Commanders have found themselves a GM. They found themselves a head coach. They found themselves a quarterback, and have done what teams will sell their soul to do. They are winning on a rookie deal of their quarterback. They don't have to pay Jaden a ridiculous amount of money right now in order to get wins. They're winning right now on a rookie contract, and if they can maximize that and be in this winning window in the
Mm-hmm.
in this 5 year span,
Yep.
while Jaden is only on regular people money, by the time he gets re-upped, and the first time they get a chance to re-up, he's definitely going to earn that bread. But the team is being able to do right now what teams are willing to do, or teams want to do, and that's win while being on a rookie deal. And boy, let me tell you what, if this door and if this window stays open for this time being, bro, the sky is the limit, bro. Like I told you, man, this is only the beginning. If this is the beginning, what does the end look like, bro? This is the
Exactly.
beginning, and it's the very beginning. This is not even halfway through the film, bro. This
Mm-hmm.
is the previews, bro. This is the opening credits to this movie, bro. So I'm loving where we at right now.
This is Washington being handed the biggest asset you can have in this league. It's an elite quarterback on a rookie contract, meaning you have a 3-4 year window where you're cap flexible to put all the pieces you
Yes,
need in this
sir.
world around
Mm-hmm.
this kid while you get to pay him pennies, because in a few years from now, Jaden Daniels is going to be making a large fraction of the team's entire salary cap. So you got a few years to aggressively attack success, make trades when they're needed, trade up and down the draft board, and use your draft capital and free agent spending money wisely. Because if you set him up right, by the time you got to pay Jaden Daniels, you're already going to have a roster that is more than ready to compete for championships on an annual basis. Now we get to learn just how good Adam Peters, Lance Newmark, and company are at their jobs.
And that number, I've seen people talk about it in the chat right now. That number in 4 years is going to be ridiculous for
It's gonna be
quarterback
crazy.
salaries. That number,
We're talking like 600 mil. We're talking like 65 million, 70 million a year.
they're already approaching close to six. They're talking like Brock Purdy. Do you want him to be the $60 million man? Like, no,
Mhm.
but they're already approaching that number where 50 plus, almost $60 million per season to play
That
quarterback in the
that
league.
getting 60, right?
Exactly. So by then, in 4 years, that number might be 75, 80. Who
Yeah,
knows? They might be. I mean, it's not baseball money, but it's gonna be close, bro. You might
I
see
mean,
some. You might see like an 8 year deal for
or
like
like the
something
Chiefs did.
crazy.
Remember the Chiefs gave
Yeah,
Mahomes
like 50,
10 for
yeah,
5.
10 for 5, bro.
10
So,
for
and
5.
now that's looking like a steal right now. You know what
It's
I'm
looking
saying?
like a
So,
discount because Mahomes is what, like the eighth or ninth most highest paid quarterback in the league, and he's the only one with rings.
bro, I'm telling you, that number, being able to do it now is gonna help them out in the long run. Like you said, being able to move up and down the draft board, being able to spend that money at other positions to help bolster the team. So by the time you do have to pay him, you'll be prepared. This is something that you know is gonna happen. You'll be prepared, and he'll be set at every other position and have guys locked in the contract for at least 2 years before you know what I'm saying. Once you got to pay him, so by the time if you're looking at it right, by the time they re-sign him, all your key position guys, you want to have them in 3 year deals, so that when it comes time to have to pay them again, you're already locked into Jaden and it won't affect the bread. And also, we don't know how that salary cap number is going to be affected in 4 years or where that's even going to be. I'm really happy for the players at this point because that number is going to be crazy. But listen, man, we're right in the sweet spot right now. We're winning early with a quarterback on a rookie year, and like you said, an elite young quarterback, which is something that everybody wants. He's now in the top 10 of quarterbacks in this league, and we got him.
It's a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful sight. Hey,
Love it.
Sheen said, enough with this damn snow. Take these kids back to school. My kids are supposed to go back to school this week as well. I wake up this morning to a damn foot of snow on the ground. It is a
Crazy.
whole North Pole winter wonderland. Snow looks cool for about 10 seconds till you realize as an adult it inconveniences a lot of our lives.
Yes.
I got stuck out in this snow. That's why I was a little bit late coming on to stream. How'd that snow on the ground make you feel this morning?
Bro, so last night before I went to sleep, it hadn't started snowing yet, but I was like, man, I know it's gonna get crazy. So I woke up first because I still had today's my work from home day, so I logged in anyway, and I saw how crazy it looked outside, and then Savannah got up And the first thing she want to do, don't want to eat breakfast, don't want to go to the bathroom, don't want to watch Peppa Pig. No, I want to go outside. So I've been promising her all day that we're gonna go outside, because when you go outside, daddy's gonna have to go outside and daddy has to work. So we're doing that after we get off here. But I will say this, bro. The earth is healing. And I say that because of this. About 2 hours ago, a group of 6 young brothers came through the neighborhood, rang the ring doorbell, and I was like, who is this on my doorbell? Came through and said, hey, can we shovel your driveway? And I said, you know what, young brother? I said, no, not this time. I said, because daddy gonna take care of it, because I got to take her out there anyway. But I was like, man, I appreciate y'all coming by, man.
Shout out the kids still having hustle in 2025.
Yes, man, because y'all
getting
getting a bad rap, and especially me too. I be giving bad raps to the youngsters. I be like, y'all ain't trying to out here get no money, but they was out here
on the game. They on the game. They don't go
right.
outside.
Hey, but they outside today, and a couple of people around the neighborhood took them up on their offer. Now I don't know how much they was charging, because you know inflation out here, man. We used to have to charge we used to shovel for like $10,
$20, $15, $20.
Right.
Yeah.
$10 to $20, man. I know they out there asking they like barbers, bro. Let me get 60, bro.
Let me get 80 for the driveway, man. Let me get 80 for the
yikes.
driveway, bro. We hit the sidewalk as well. You throw the 100 piece.
Right, throw some Beijing on the sidewalk too. Hey, look, man, I throw some salt on the sidewalk for extra dub, man. What you want? I got them enhancements. Nah, bro. But shout out to the youngins, man, for still trying to have that hustle and make that bread, man.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Mrs. Figueroa. Shout out to Ashley and my guy W. Figueroa for tuning into the program as always.
Shout out.
We are in the playoffs, damn it. And I have nothing more to talk about that game yesterday. How does it feel? And wow, like, of course it's the Tampa Bay Bucks, right?
Yeah.
The last playoff win Washington has seen 19 years ago.
The story writers and the script writers are having a field day with this one, bro. Like last playoff win was 99, and then of course you got the immediacy of, that's kind of been the theme that everybody this year said they want get back on the Tampa Bay, because they feel like we didn't play them to the level of how we could play them. So right now, you get to get back right now, early in your playoff life, man. So I love this for us. An opportunity to get your get back on them and to keep it going, man. It's the script writers are having a field day, man.
No, we damn sure do, man. We damn sure do. And this is you couldn't have drawn up any better. Marshawn Lattimore versus Mike Evans, man. I tweeted earlier, they might as well just run the fade as soon as the game starts, just to get it over with.
Just
next
shoot
week,
the
man.
Like right at the kickoff, bro. Like in hockey, bro, they do it right at the face off. They're like, look, we gonna do it. Let's go ahead and get this 5-minute penalty. You know what I'm saying? And let's do it out. Let's square it up. But you know what? The world is going to reap the benefits of this game, man. With it being on Sunday Night Football, they saw the reaction that the Commanders got the other night being on Sunday Night Football. 19 million people watched the game live, and NBC was like, "Yeah, we want a piece of that. Let's bring Jaden Daniels back." So this is gonna make this game even more epic, bro. To end the Sunday on Sunday Night Football with Jaden Daniels and the Commanders going up against the Bucks, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. And something else you mentioned too, Rio. You ain't mentioned here, but you mentioned on X, man. Make sure y'all following Rio Robinson, man, on X. Of course. I mean, why you go and follow me too on X, man. But you said it feels so much better to not be involved in any conversations on a Black Monday.
Oh my God, bro. I'm looking at some of these reports. This coach is fired. This GM is fired. This GM's going to stay. These guys are interviewing Drew Petzing. These guys are interviewing Mike Kafka. And I'm like, thank the heavens we got our guys when we got our guys. And I don't got to be in the mix with all of this nasty yuckness that's going on right now.
Bro, we would be talking draft position. We would be talking about who's going to be the coach. We were talking about who's going to be the coordinator. No, we have a game to prepare for. And then even still, and I just want to keep it a buck, win or lose, right? Win or lose, we're still in an off season where there isn't going to be so much pressure and so much swiftness to talk about everything next year, because people are going to still be on a high and enjoying what we did this year.
I keep telling people have haste. Haste. We don't need to go there yet.
We're going to be looking at, we're going to really evaluate this season and really soak it in about what we did. And then next, this offseason, some of these moves and thought process will be more strategic. It won't be like, trying to hit a home run. We just like, man, let's just keep hitting singles, bro, and get around the bag. So, man, not having to talk about none of that stuff today, not having to see everything that Adam Schefter is tweeting about, what's happening in Washington, man. It's a beautiful thing, man, to feel like we're stable again, man. I love that.
It is a beautiful sight, man. And I failed to mention, like, we're in the nighttime slot. Like, we get to play the Sunday night game for the first week of the playoffs, which tells you how much of a draw our quarterback and our football team is. Put this cardiac arrest ass team on Sunday night football for the whole world to see. We get to see how the entire lay of the land plays out. There's only one more game after ours, which is Monday night, Rams Vikings, but they put us in a spot right after the Eagles game. So we
Yeah.
get to know if we really get to talk our shit going into our game or not. We get to know exactly what's going on. Please be healthy, Jordan Love and company.
Bro,
Appreciate you. Yeah, go ahead.
on the contrary to that, I don't know if you saw this stat, but that Saturday wild card slot with the Texans, where they always get that,
Mhm.
they've done that 8 times.
Yeah,
The
because no one wants to watch the Texans.
Bro, that's
Shout out to
crazy. But
Stroud, though.
yeah, shout out to him. But that's crazy when I saw that, because I'm like, bro, that's like for the past couple seasons, that's like the kickoff weekend for playoffs, that Houston is gonna play somebody. And they said
At the
they've
4 o'clock window on Saturday.
yes, on Saturday. 8 for 8, bro. They've done that 8 times, bro. So that's just crazy that we look at it. But like you said, man, that
Hey,
Sunday
put
night
that
action, bro.
juxtapose that. That's like being an opening artist for 8 years. Like, you're never going to be the centerpiece, the pièce de résistance. You are
Never.
not the main attraction, sir. You are the opening act. Even with CJ Stroud and that defense going crazy.
Nobody's here to see you, Otis. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nobody's here to see you, Otis. Hey, my man,
Bruh.
David Ruffin, the GOAT.
Bruh, they are curtain jerkers, bro. They are opening matches on a house show, bruh. Like, they are, previews to that movie, bruh. Like, you're
Jay,
not the main
thank you for warming up that stage for me, CJ.
man. You're not the main character, dog. Nobody here to see you, Otis, bruh. Trust me, nobody's here to see the Texas game. And it's been proven for 8 years, dog, that nobody's here to see you, Otis.
Not a damn thing. But shout out to the NFL prognosticators for
Shout out.
understanding there's some playoff history between these two teams. In 1999, we were a botched field goal snap away from the NFC Championship game, an NFC Championship that would have had us going against the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams, back when Kurt Warner and company won the Super Bowl. 2005, our last playoff game. Rest in paradise, Sean Taylor had him a defensive touchdown before getting put out of that game. And then 2020, the COVID year, the Fugazi playoff run of Ronald Eugene Rivera. Taylor Heineke comes in off the street, off his sister's couch while working on a degree. The 7-win Commanders go toe-to-toe, duke it out in an empty-ass stadium against the GOAT, Tom Brady and company, who went on to win the Super Bowl back that year against Patrick Mahomes.
Bro, that's crazy when you think about the history between us and the Bucks in the playoffs. And it goes, it's how Boston and LA has the playoff rivalry for the Celtics and Lakers. It's not that yet.
Yeah,
but
Seattle and Tampa, they got that with us though.
Right. And it's like we always end up in these situations playing those teams in the playoffs. But it's crazy when you went through the history, just those last 3 playoff games against Tampa Bay. We got some history, man. We got some demons to get rid of, man. And you saw Tampa's offense, you saw how they play, but you see us, man. And I think Jaden, bruh, this is the big stage. Jaden has been on some big stages this year, but this is the big stage. Everybody will be watching. There is no other game in town. There is nothing else for anyone to watch. Everybody's going to be watching this. There's going to be a lot of public money on this game. There's going to be a lot at stake, a lot at risk, and this is where Jaden can continue to build on his legacy, bro. He can put the flag in the ground that he is an elite top tier quarterback on Sunday night if he goes out there and plays to the ability that we know he can play. So I'm just excited to see this, and I'm just happy, bro. Like, I feel like, and I feel like we can beat them. Like, that's beyond the fact. It's not like I don't feel like I'm not just happy. Yeah. And I'm not just happy to be there. I feel like we can go there and make some noise.
I do too. And most of that money you talked about is probably going to be on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they are the team that's further along in their development. While they've had some injuries this year, it's a better roster overall. But I trust our guy at a mano-a-mano against anybody. I give our guy a puncher's chance against anybody. And they're the only team that walked us this year. Everybody, every game we played in this year, was hyper competitive. And we were in this game late in the third quarter, but this is the only team that technically walked us all year. This was a 3 possession game for a nice little bit in the second half.
And I love that, they have film, right? They have film on them, and they got film on us.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how the coaching staff has proved this year, man, if they get an opportunity to play a team a second time,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to fix some things, and they're going to do what
Except,
they can do.
except against Dallas.
Yeah, except against Dallas. I mean, they got the win against Dallas the second
They
time,
did.
but they ain't fixed nothing. They just figured it
Yeah.
out. But you saw the second time when they played the
Mhm.
Eagles and how they handled that game and finished that. You saw even how they played the Giants the second time, even though they won the first time, but you saw how they played the Giants the second time when they played them. So this will be the second opportunity to play the Tampa Bay Bucks, and now we can really see the differences between that first game and this game, because even from week 1 to like week 3 against the Bengals, they were a different ball club and how they played and how they facilitated the game. So, man, this is gonna be crazy to see, and I'm just super excited. And I say this, I end every statement with this line. I'm super excited to see how we do. But man, I'm telling you, man, this is the time where they can really step out and show the world who they are, bro.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you, Comasel Brown Jr.,
Shout
aka
out.
Cell Spitfire. What up, Rio? Go back and watch the 1991 season when we won the Super Bowl. It's an NFL Films recap video, strikingly similar to this. Oh, trust me, I've watched it. I've watched it a lot of times because it's the closest I've ever been to seeing this team win anything. I was a few months old when this team got the trophy that year. I've seen it a bunch of times. Thank you for always tuning into the program. My God, DC Community Care with the $10 donation. Tariq Hill, Higgins, or which receiver are we looking at? Terry used his hands for the game winner. Love to see that. This is the sorriest we'll be for a while. 12-5. Yesterday's prices are not today's prices. Commander's team is hashtag demure. Very mindful. Hashtag Super Bowl. Appreciate you, Community Carrot. Look, man.
I love it.
The Tariq Hill thing. I seen him put Antonio Brown. He photoshopped his face on Antonio Brown with the shirt off when he pieced out and he retired on the sideline for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a few years ago. Here's how I feel on the Tariq Hill situation. He's getting older. He's getting up there in age and getting a little bit long in the tooth. He's a nut. That's a nut ass wide receiver right there. He has all the diva tendencies. He's a little bit of a dickhead, and he will not be afraid to let his voice be heard. However, a talent of that magnitude, you got to at least have the conversation as a front office and as a team. And I think if there's any culture in this league that he will not be able to be bigger than what's here, it's what we got here. If they decided to take a run for their money for Tariq Hill, I wouldn't be mad at it. What say you?
Rio, I have something to say. I want to acknowledge the fact that we are a very demure team. We are a sports franchise that has supplanted the other memories of the past, and we're very demure, very mindful, very Super Bowl motivated. We're going to be that team to take us to the next level, and I believe that Tyreek Hill would not fit in this organization. However, his talent and his ability will stand far beyond anyone else, and our wide receiver room will be greatly enhanced and advanced if we were able to add him there. Yes, baby.
That boy dipped the feather. That boy dipped the feather in the ink and got the writing on that one.
No, man, but no, Tyreek Hill, man, a crazy dude. But his ability, oh my God, if you're able to add him with a guy like Jaden Daniels and add him into the wide receiver room, I mean, just think about what you can do. Think about how different that offense becomes if you got a skill set like him, where he's the fastest person on the field, can change his change of direction skills are ridiculous. And taking the top off the defense is something that he do. If you're flat-footed, you're beat. If he's even, I'm leaving. Trust me. And I think, man, somebody like that in the wide receiver room would definitely be a great addition. And with that being said, shout out to them for that super chat and shout out to them for that question. But it's going to be many players like that that's going to be wanting to come here to add on to our offense and our defense and want to be in the building as what we got going on.
Everything is going to be on the menu for this team in the offseason.
For sure.
Even when we're not going to be a part of it, we're going to be a part of the conversation for sure, especially when it's players of that caliber. Let me read this with, like, in a crying town. Thank you for the $5 donation. Straight facts. The Redskins have beat two teams with a winning record, and one of them, their quarterback, was concussed. And you guys saying the Skins are legit? Thank you for your money and for your fucking tears on a Victory Monday. We don't give a fuck what you talking about on this side right now, bro. We won 4 games last year, including 8 losses in a row, and you gonna critique how we got the 12 win? You know how many teams with like 12 wins on their record right now? That's the schedule you receive when you win 4 games the year prior. Cry me a fucking river. I don't care.
And
I don't care.
Rio, the thing about it is, I don't know who the Skins are playing, but I know the Commanders are playing, and we got 12 dubs. So that's all I'm worried about. And however we get
My
there,
man spent
that's all that counts.
hard-earned US dollar to cry about our football team.
My daughter's beating me up again because that's not how I talk. I'm supposed to talk regular. I can't do any impressions. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
Oh man, you talking about a team that won 12 games with $100 million to spend and a whole litany of draft pick? We don't give a fuck what y'all talking about,
bro. It's the Stephen A. joint. I'm going to tell you, we don't care. Okay, like we don't care. However we get the job done, we got 12 wins. It don't even matter. So cry me a river. You worry about everything else that you got going on. But you know what that is? That means we're relevant. That means we're important. When you become the crawl in other teams' side, when you become the straw that stirs the drink, when you're the straw that breaks the camel's back, when you become unsolicitedly hated upon, that's how you know that this team is good, because you don't go out of your way to hate on people that you don't think is good, right? You just don't worry about them, but they know we're good, and they know we're going to be good for a while. So a lot of teams and fan bases are definitely hating on us, and that's all good, man. That's what comes with the territory.
Man said, at least you don't have to get a fucking river wet first. Law is hilarious, man. Fucking hilarious, yo. Yep, 36 points on that special Eagles defense. Top 1 defense in the league. Oh, you guys don't shoot, guys. Don't shoot, man. Cry me a river. I don't care, bro.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. And you ask them Eagles fans, man, you know, you would think that Jalen Hurts plays defense, bro. But let me tell you what, concussed or not, on the field or not, their defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. So let me tell you what, it don't even matter. And I've moved on. We ain't worried about them no more, man. We only worry about them if we see them later on. And they got to worry about getting out of their first round. Because let me tell you what, the Eagles, if they don't get it done, they're gonna have
we on their ass.
They're gonna have a whole set of problems there, because they don't get it done this week. Black Monday gonna come next week for Sirianni.
Yep.
And then all that stuff about we going for Super Bowl, so we ain't worried about that record. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and start your whole program over.
Yeah, they're gonna have to reset. They're gonna have to hit the reset button. They gotta have the red ring of death, bro, on the Xbox, bro. It's a wrap. You're gonna have to reload then.
And to be perfectly honest, today ain't about them. It ain't about the Bucks. It ain't about the Cowboys. It ain't about the Eagles. Today is about us. We are here celebrating a successful year one of the Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, Jaden Daniels startup program in Washington is complete. Year 1 regular season is complete, and we're on to the dance now. I don't care what you think about our victories. We scored 36 points on your starting defense. Shut the fuck up and deal with it. Live with the bed. Lie in the bed that you made, my friend. Today is not about you.
And at the end of the day, Rio, this is not college. You can't pick a cupcake schedule. You can't control who you play. You play the schedule that you're given, and if the NFL decides that these are the 17 games that we're going to play, then by gosh, we're going to play those 17 games on a weekly basis and have a break in between, and we're going to do what we got to do. We're going to win. So the fact is, we beat those teams. Yeah, you haven't beat a team with a winning record. Well, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to lose? No, we're going to beat them. So that's what we decided to do.
Yeah, man. Next man up mentality. They still crying about a win that took place a couple games ago. You know, we done beat Dallas and Atlanta since, and we still see these crybaby motherfuckers. They weren't even watching the Eagles play yesterday. Instead of being in Philly 500 or Philly Mikes or whoever they listen to from the Eagles stream, they was in my stream watching us play Dallas, because we live rent free on they dumbass brains out in Philadelphia. Just to let y'all know, you Eagles fan, y'all play at 4:30 this Sunday against the Green Bay Packers. Y'all probably don't know that because y'all too busy on our dick to know what's going on in Philadelphia right now. Y'all got a playoff game before us. So
Yeah,
Take care
bruh.
of business.
They hey look, they should that's the only thing that they should be worrying about.
Mhm.
That's the only thing that they should be worrying about. And as a Washington fan, I'm gonna worry about us. But let me tell you something. I'm not gonna go my way to worry about any other team. I'm only gonna
Yeah.
speak when spoken to. So when they decide they want to speak to us and talk about what we're doing, oh, I'm gonna respond. I'm definitely gonna respond. But look, man, we minding our business. We just focusing on Tampa Bay. That's all we worried about. And I wish the Eagles would really focus on their team on their matchup against the Packers.
And another thing for these dumbass Eagles fans who type in all caps and try to make it seem like what they say fucking matters on this side, your opponents are selected a couple years in advance. This is probably news to y'all, so make sure you write this down on your little dumbass sticky note. Opponents are picked a couple years in advance. When you play them is the only thing we don't know. So we already know who our opponents are next year. Just Eagles fans, go to Google and type in 2025 opponents. You get to see who you play next year. I know this is news to y'all because you niggas don't know ball in Philadelphia. Y'all just watch scoreboards and worry about what's going on in the division. But opponents are already selected. I know what our schedule looks like next year, and it's a madhouse. It's full of good teams. Mix that with the fact that we won 12 games this year, the way that the schedule is going to be like aligned in sequence, it's going to be a hard time. And we're going to see just how good this team is. But it doesn't matter right now. We won 12 games in year one, coming off a 4-win season with a rookie quarterback, with 4 rookie starters, 24 new starters, and an entire roster turnaround in the first season. So you go support your little QB merchant quarterback and stay the fuck about our business because we do not care what's happening in Philadelphia. We don't.
I just had to make note in my handy dandy notebook that some of these notes that you were saying, like you said, man, a lot of fan bases do not know that some of these games are most of these games are selected in advance.
The opponent's
It's
already
just no
there.
date. It's just no date, man. So listen, man, trust me, that's something they'll find out later on as they're gonna slowly slide down the NFC East winning scale. They'll find out sooner or later. Dallas is finding that out now. Dallas is finding out how hard it is. And yes, the word of the day is cope. They need to cope. And trust me, it's going to be even worse if they don't take care of business against the Packers. But like you said, we're not worried about them. We're here to talk about us, man, in our playoff.
I'm just glad my life. I'm just glad I'm not at a point in my life where on a Monday afternoon I got to go in a rival division conference's live stream and fight for my life in the chat and try to feel important, bro. Like you look at me, and answer me. Talk to me about why y'all really suck. Like get a fucking life, dude. Go touch some grass and play in the snow.
That's crazy, dog.
Fucking losers, yo. It's a loserest fan base ever, yo. I want to see Philadelphia never do anything positive again because their fan base are fucking nitwits. But back to us.
Let's get
back to us. Back to us, man. We ain't been to the playoffs in 4 years. We ain't punched a real playoff ticket in 10. Back in 2015, where we hosted Aaron Rodgers in the Green Bay Pack. Yo, RIP to Aaron Rodgers' career, by the way, because boy, did that shit go downhill. You see the Jets?
off the cliff, bro. That thing it's a wrap. And I love how they took not the victory lap, but they took the walk at the end. Oh, and Aaron Rodgers has a flair for the dramatics. In the national anthem, he's standing next to Alan Lazard and Devontae Adams arm in arm, and then after the game, he walks off the field with Devontae Adams. Like, bro, just hang it up, dog. Just go be an actor, bro, because that's what he's doing right now. And then also, man, the gameplay, bro. The gameplay is just not there.
Or something.
Yeah, go do that. I mean, it's not there. And then I think, man, he has set back the Jets. I mean, well, the Jets franchise gets set back every couple years anyway, but he has set back that Jets franchise by some of the moves that they've had to make. And they're in a bad way, but I don't care. That's what you do. When you sell your soul to the devil, guess what? He gonna burn you. So the fact that they want to do that, that's on them. And now for the Jets, they'll be set back another few years when this could have been the opportunity for them to get better. And they're just not. So hey, more power to them, man. I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh my God, man. I love this shit, man. I love this shit, man. We got these loser ass, punk ass fans in the chat talking shit, trying to pay attention. Like, what the fuck is a Pat Cope? This man's listening to me on a Monday night. I hope every time you comment, every time you tune into this channel, that's money in my pocket. So shut your bitch ass up and act accordingly or you're gonna get muted, man, because you're not bringing nothing to the conversation. But 12-5, we surpassed. Remember the whole talk of if Washington was going to be the Houston of 2024. I think we surpassed that in year one, correct?
Oh yeah, quickly, man. And then I think we even took. I mean, like CJ Stroud got notoriety from last year, but Jaden Daniels is getting way more notoriety than CJ Stroud got, and his play and his ability, I think, has been better than CJ Stroud. But that was the thing, right? We're hoping that when you draft a quarterback that high, that he's gonna be as good as CJ Stroud, and I think we surpassed that with the way Jaden Daniels has played this year, and really got the whole the eyes and the whole league on notice.
I know, man. I love what we did here, man. Obviously, it's not a perfect picture. You
Nah,
can't paint a perfect picture in year one. We still have so many holes to fill on
yeah.
this defense, man. We still could use another cornerback in that cornerback room. We need receivers. We still got an old ass tight end and a bunch of nothing behind him. He's John Wash, but he the best that we got. And our quarterback loves Zach Ertz, but I mean, he's putting these numbers up. Imagine what we could do with a young, athletic, dynamic tight end. We get nothing from our running back. Oh, that's what I want to. That's what I want to talk
Yeah,
about.
go ahead.
Our fucking running back room. It was like a sight for sore eyes to see Austin Eckler back on the field. We're getting nothing from Brian Robinson and the running backs over the last month of the season.
I think that's on Biotish, man, and that's no shade to him, but him being out really magnifies how bad the running game is, because I think Biotish is the anchor on that run and on that line for the run game. I think when he's in the game, we run the ball a little bit better. So when he's out, it's glaring that he's out. And we just couldn't get it going yesterday on some stuff. But I like Biot. I need Biotish in there, and as long as Biotish is 100%, and if we can, if he comes back 100% and is able to get the run, help get the run game going, I think we'll be fine. And in this playoff situation, it's not just gonna be a one-trick pony, bro. It's gonna be 4 to 5 people that's getting carries. It's gonna be a receiver getting a reverse at some point. It's gonna be Eckler, Robinson, and Chris Rodriguez, along with Jaden, that'll all run the ball this Sunday night.
Jalen's dad, I think Noah Brown is cooked no matter how long the run goes. He got something internal going on.
Kidney, I
And
heard it was kidneys,
yeah,
possibly.
kidney. Yeah, that boy not touching a football field again until next season. So
Yeah.
I don't think even if we go on a run, he's coming back at any point. But definitely got to see C. I wouldn't mind seeing more C. Rod and more Austin Eckler. Brian Robinson need to get his life together, because we will be shopping for a running back in the offseason.
Oh, that's happening. You already know that's happening, because just like we said, we need to find that home run hitting running back anyway. So we need to find that home run hitting running back. But I feel like, look, man, now it's to the point that you just got to do what you do well. And when they give you the ball and they call your number, you got to play, you got to run. So I'm hoping that he's able to kind of buck the narrative that he's had this season, that he can't get it done. And if he can, kind of get it going early, man, that'll be a different dynamic that this offense hasn't had in a few weeks. And that'll definitely travel, especially, with how we need the run game to help with the pass game. If Brian Robinson is able to get anything going, that's going to greatly enhance what we can do on offense.
We're getting fucked up in the run game, man. Like, we're starting behind the sticks because we're either losing yards or getting a gain of 1, at most 2. It seems like our simplistic running game has been figured out. Our only rushing options really are number 5 taking off, and that's not a good thing, man, because we need to make it easier. We're in 3rd and long all the time because we got to come out passing every play because we're not getting nothing in the running game. It's almost like we got to go pass just to move the chains. B-Rob, come on, man. Fans love you, brother. Show up on Sundays. We need you. We're not getting anything out of the running back position so far, man.
And it still shows that we still have holes on the offensive line that we need to fill. Because let me tell you what, man. If we can somehow in free agency just get another tackle, you know what I'm saying? Get another tackle. And the jury's still out on Allegretti to me. I think he's been serviceable, but if there's a better opportunity to get another guard, imagine if you're able to have, Cosme at one guard and have another guard like Quentin Nelson or something like that. Not necessarily saying he's available, but if you have somebody of that caliber,
those don't grow on trees,
right? But if you're able to get somebody of that caliber that can, that's a mauler that can get downfield and block, like that's what you need. So if they're able to find at least 2 more pieces on the offensive line, I think this run game will be greatly enhanced next year. But I ain't worried about next year. I'm only worried about this week because that's all we can worry about. And this week, I think if Biotish is back and he's healthy, that'll enhance the run game. And at the end of the day, Rio, all I'm trying to do is make it to next week. So I don't care what the trends were. I don't care what we've done and didn't do. We just have to play good football and do
Mhm.
enough to get a win. The same thing that we've been doing the past 4 weeks.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely want to see us get back to that two-back offense, having Eckler and B Rob on the field. But for that two-back system to work, we need effectiveness from those guys. Brian Robinson hasn't had a good game in a minute now. What's been since the Titans game, which was what, a month ago, a month
Yeah.
and some change ago. We need to get him getting his with his mojo back. He's been banged up all year. He's lived on the injury report. Austin Eckler is just coming back from a concussion. Jeremy McNichols is kind of the guy that we put just to spell the main two guys. And in the limited time we've given Chris Rodriguez Jr. snaps, he's been pretty effective in those, but we're not getting much from the running game. And we can flip that to the other side of the ball. We cannot stop the run. You cannot have almost $50 million allocated into two defensive tackle, a second round defensive tackle in last year's draft, and give up so much on the run. Why can't we stop the run, man?
The thing about it is this defense has been bend but don't break. But if you look at the actual meaning of bending, right? That whole analogy, it's bend but don't break, right? But even if you bend too much, you're not gonna work. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like that's the thing. You can bend but don't break. But bending too much is just as bad as breaking because you're not gonna be able to be effective and be able to be used the way that you need to be used. So they've been bending too much. Pause and instead of just breaking. But they've been
Mhm.
bending too much. They have to get better in these spots, and they have to be able to step up and stop the run and do things that's needed. And that's one of the other keys to this game, man. This defense has to step up, has to make some plays. Bucky Irving can be dynamic and be explosive. You got to make the stops when it count. And you got to be able to, and they got to blitz, bro. Like that's the thing. I
Yeah.
think they haven't blitzed as much because of the secondary issues. But if they're able to blitz a little bit more this week, and really get some pressure on Baker Mayfield, he's proven that he'll turn the ball over and he'll get happy feet, and you may be able to get some sacks on him. So I just feel like they really just need to blitz the quarterback, and they'll be able to be effective.
Yeah, because week one, we had the opportunity to sack Baker like 8 times, but he
Yeah,
looked like he had some Johnson and Johnson baby oil, no Diddy on his uniform. He was flicking, he was
slippery.
slippery. He was real slippery week one. We had Baker Mayfield looking like prime Michael Vick out there creating and keeping his eyes down the field and finding receivers after escaping sacks. That we can't do that this week. We cannot
Yeah,
do that this week. And when we actually send a blitz, we got to get home, man. I see us sending blitzes and still not getting to fucking Trey Lance yesterday. We can't have that this weekend.
bro, we got to get off the field. You seen in the past 4 games, right? We've had situations where we should have gotten off the field and we didn't. Where they have long third downs, situations where they're not getting stopped or they're making not getting stops or they're making poor tackles. They have to get off the field in every situation where there's a long third down or even a short third down. They have to get off the field. This game can be won or lost depending upon how long the defense has to stay on this field. If the defense is fresh and
Yep.
we can sustain some drives, we can win this game. But the defense has to get off the field in crucial game
Easy.
time situations, bro.
Hell yeah, man. And it's not gonna be easy for us this weekend, man. That's a high-powered offense. Even without Chris Godwin, they got options. Baker Mayfield over 40 touchdowns this year, a rookie running back that a lot of us, including myself, I put Bucky Irvin in like every mock draft I did on this team in the offseason. I didn't care about his 40 being nasty because he ran some nasty work 40-yard dash, like almost a 4.7. And people were like, nope, can't be a running back in the league. And I'm looking like, bro, that looks like an elite utility third down back. It looks like Chris Thompson on steroids to me. And he's turned out to be, he took the job. He took the job
Took it
from
away,
Rashad
bro.
White in Tampa, 1,000 yards in his first season, a bunch of touchdowns. Good for Bucky Irvin in that running back room. I'd kill to have one of those in this offense. I
Man,
would
and
kill to have one of
it
those.
just proves, man, sometimes some things you don't know until the games are played, right? So they can say that, this is not fast enough or this skill you don't have. But once the game is on and once you put the tape on and see what they can do, bro, some guys are just gamers. And that 4.740, yeah, that may not have worked back in April in the combine or March in the combine, but it's working in the regular season, and that's all that you need, bro. A guy that can sustain drives, and once they get to the second level, be able to make a guy miss and get down the field, bro.
Yeah, man.
Did you
And
see that with that comment that you put up? Is that real?
what about Hurts still in the
Yeah,
protocol? I'm
yeah.
not sure. I don't think Chef Dre would be spreading misinformation, but I'm not sure if that's confirmed. We can get back to that in a second. But why is the coaching staff so reluctant to demote? They love their guys, and they are very loyal to their guy. I'm not calling him Ron Rivera, who will stick to his guys until the end of time, but I guess they're just trying to get the chemistry going because they know we need B Rob to be active for our offense to be doing something. You know, it came so much easier for our offense when B Rob was helping the chains move, and they're trying to get him back to that. But in a playoff game, I don't think they'll have any problem making any adjustments necessary to win the football game. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna
And
see.
and B Rob has shown this year. Granted, there's been a lot of spots where he's been bad, but there's been a lot of times where he's been good and he's been effective. And I think they're leaning on the fact that if he can just get going, that's what they need. Once he gets going and gets rolling, he's fine. And then Chris Rodriguez is the second half back, and I feel like the second half they'll be able to run the clock down with Chris Rodriguez and having Austin Eckler back. They may be able to do some more things offensively with the running back, game on the field. I just need for these receivers to catch the ball, bro. That drop by OZ yesterday
Oh my
from
God.
the perfect dot from Diami almost broke my heart, bro.
Your UNC boy Dow that he threw a
It was
dot
pretty. It
40
was
yard
pretty,
down.
bro. Left-handed ball, pretty spiral, right where only he could get it. He was wide open, and OZ dropped it. I was just upset at that. And you got to take the easy ones, bro. At a crucial time in the game where they were trying to, get momentum back, and that I think if they would have got that play, the game would have been over. I think because that would have took all the air out of the stadium. They would have took the heart out of the defense. That they got that, and we would have went up. You know what I'm saying, and had the lead. I think that would have sealed it right there, but they weren't able to do it yesterday. And it's an error. It's an error. It wasn't batted. It wasn't anything that happened. It was you dropped the pass. He peed down his leg, bro, when that ball was up there.
Yeah, I mean they have to like Friday or Saturday to get Hurts cleared. So he has one of those Malik Neighbors like concussions that it's taken a few weeks to get him back off of it. Hurts is gonna play, but even if they gotta break rules, he'll be on the field.
Yeah, I'm
on
reading
Sunday.
it now. That's yeah, he not gonna miss that game.
Yeah, Jordan
Unless
Love's
it's bad,
yeah,
but he ain't gonna
yeah.
miss that game.
Yeah, he's gonna be good to go for Sunday. Hurts is gonna be out there. All Philly fans know your quarterback's getting out there. Oh my gosh, man, it feels good this time of year, don't it? Don't
I
it
love
feel
it, man.
good in January to be talking about another football game?
They say Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year. No, the first week in January is the most wonderful time of the year for us right now because we're talking about football. We're talking about having another game. And I think yesterday, that's why I watched the game. I was real upbeat yesterday watching the game. I was really smiling yesterday because I knew that regardless of what happened today, and today being yesterday, that we were going to have another game next week. We're going to have meaningful football in the first week of January in the playoffs. The second week of January. But bro, it's so good that we're here talking about playoffs, and it's the second season. To everybody has a chance to get it done, and all it is, you get on a roll right now, you never know what can happen. Just like the Giants was wild card team when they won the Super Bowl and they went up against the Patriots and they were able to beat them. So who knows what's gonna happen? But you got to get there in order to have that opportunity. So I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait.
Oh yeah, any chance we get the All Black? What up, Dawson? What up, my guy Dawson? You gonna be there Sunday, right? You're out Florida, right? Yeah, I think he's gonna be at the game Sunday. Any chance we get the Blacks? I
No,
think we get the Burger. I think they wear white at home. If I'm correct, Tampa Bay wears white at
well,
home.
they normally wear white early in the season at home to battle the heat.
Mm,
So that's why they wear white early in the season. But I think they may go with their pewter or the red and the pewter joints like they wore yesterday. So we may have white tops, probably
okay.
burgundy pants, or I could see us in all white.
White on white. Yeah. If
What
we're
if they
wearing
what if they bust out the yellow pants for the white jersey for this
we
playoff
don't
game?
we don't have enough yellow
I
in the
know,
white
but
jersey.
if they did, bro, or let me not say yellow,
That would be
gold.
cool.
If they bust out the gold for the playoffs, that'd be crazy. But I think they probably go. They probably wore wherever they wore yesterday, white and burgundy bottoms, white tops,
Oh,
burgundy bottoms.
yeah, I think it's gonna be white on white. If it's white jerseys,
I think it's all
it's gonna
white.
be white on white. If it's burgundy, it's gonna be burgundy on gold. I would love if they pulled out the black though. That shit would be so sweet in the playoffs in the prime time too.
That would be sweet. But I mean, well, I mean, if the Bucks decided to go white, I guess the all black is the option. But I don't know what that I don't know what the alternate jersey rule is for the postseason. Like I don't know, because most of the time we wear during the regular season, it's got to be approved when you're gonna
Yeah.
do it. But I'm curious as to what the rules are. I'm gonna find out.
We still get one more opportunity. I don't yeah, like exactly. I don't know what the rules are, but we never substituted the alternates for a third time. So technically, I think we could wear them one more time. But I think Tampa might be wearing, like you said, they might be wearing dark on Sunday because they
Yeah.
do it earlier in the year to battle the heat. There's not going to be heat stroke weather, humidity problems on Sunday. It's going to be nice and cool. It's going to be beautiful football weather, and it's going to be at nighttime under the bright light. Look at Jahan Dotson. I know you saw my game yesterday. It's okay to miss me. Hey, shout out to Jahan for popping out and actually having a good football game. What he had 100-piece yesterday. Had
Hey,
him a
shout out to him, man.
little hundo yards through the air. Had about 8 catches yesterday. Shout out to Jahan Dotson for looking like an NFL football player again.
Shout out to number 83, man. Shout out to him, man.
So
definitely proud of, man.
out of the two teams, who were you looking most forward to play? Were you looking forward for us going up to LA or going to Tampa?
If I'm being honest, I didn't care. But I said I wanted them to go. I would prefer them go to LA just to play indoors. That was the only thing that I had said. I was like, if they go to LA, they could play indoors. And I think this team indoors is a different team. On a fast track, you don't have to worry about the slippage of being outside. You don't have to worry about weather or anything. So that was the only reason I said I wanted them to play LA, but to play indoors. But by them going to Tampa, I think it's better for them. And they got the late game on Sunday, so they have as much time to prepare. It's a quick trip. It's not a long flight. They don't have to go across the country. It's a quick trip right down south to go play, so they can really maximize this time that they have this week at the crib, and go down to Florida and get this game. But I really didn't care, man. I really didn't care because I feel like both teams can be beaten by us. It didn't matter to me. But it works out that Tampa, and then it's this is a better story with Tampa. It's a better story throughout the league with Tampa
and history.
Yeah, it's us with the get back. So I feel like it just worked out that we got them. What about you, man? Who would you prefer them to play?
I think I liked the going under the controlled weather environment, playing in the dome, Jaden back in California. But I think, I don't know, like the Rams are like the only team not named the Chiefs that have a quarterback coach combo that have won a Super Bowl before. So that's a little scary. But I think that the Rams defense, even though they've been playing better as of late, the Rams defense, I think they give you less concern than the Bucks, because Todd Bowles, he will blitz the socks off you. I think we're going to have an answer for that this time. We're more prepared. I think an 18 weeks older Jaden Daniels, after seeing what an NFL defense looks like and all the different looks over an entire season, it's going to look dramatically different than the first week of the season,
And kudos to them for fighting to stay in that 6 seed, bro. You stand in that 6 seed. Now, you don't have to go against Philly in week 1, and you don't have to make, and it's not this match isn't bigger than what it is. It's a big game, but it's not the extra stuff that will go against playing Philly right now. So you kind of get a game we can go in there and let's just handle business and take care of it. But I like them standing the 6 seed, and that just speaks to them still fighting, not resting anybody, and still fighting to stay in that spot, because every week the goal is to get a dub. So I love that.
The Bucks are not a game to play with. That is a good football team. That is I cannot believe there were conversations of people saying, should Todd Bowles be let go in Tampa Bay? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like,
good,
man, like, what are like teams unnecessarily, like, I see certain teams in the conversation to fire coaches, and it's like, what are we talking about? They had hella injuries. We're gonna act like Chris Godwin's not a big loss for them. Evans didn't miss Evans missed weeks. Godwin's out for the season, and Baker still held it down. Look at what Jalen McMillan has become as a rookie wide receiver. That was one of Penix's guys back at Washington. They've held the fort down, and they went 10-7. They're hosting another playoff game. You say what you want about their division. This is a good football. This is a football team that's beat the shit out the Eagles, beat the shit out of us, that's beat the Detroit Lions early when they were fully healthy in the season. They've beat good teams, so Washington definitely has their work cut out for them this weekend.
Bro, I agree, man. It's going to be a tough game, but I feel like, what would be the playoffs. What would be the playoffs if it wasn't for a tough game, right? But I
Mhm.
feel like they've proven that anybody they go against, they have a chance. Losing to Pittsburgh by 1, losing to the Ravens by a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Gee,
They called that man saying, "Y'all gotta chill."
bruh, like that's crazy. But yeah, any game is gonna be tough, and
Man,
it's gonna be a tough one this week, man.
it's
Man,
definitely
I
gonna
keep
be.
looking over my shoulder, man. I'm waiting my daughter to run down these steps and tackle me because she's ready to go outside in the snow, man.
Hey man, whenever you gotta go, just let me know, man. I
Yeah,
will fade you up out of here. But we're still talking about whether it was gonna be the Rams, whether it was gonna be the Bucks, or us falling to 7 to play the Eagles again. I'm just hyped to be in the playoffs, man. I'm hyped to
yeah,
see this team desperately needs playoff experience. Definitely needs playoff experience. So I definitely I'm happy that we're in. I'm happy that we get to cash this ticket. We get to see in year one just how close we are with holes on the roster. And I like our chances, bro. I'm giving us a puncher's chance in this game on Sunday night.
Rio, I got a question for you, man. I know
Yep.
this is your show, but I'm gonna ask you a question.
Let's get it.
What do you depend the game on Sunday,
Mhm,
win or lose?
mhm.
What would you what level of success would you call this season? Like what like in the playoffs, regardless of what we do, would you still call it a successful season
Oh,
if we win or lose in the playoffs?
you serious? This is a gigantic success. This is as successful as you could be in year one because when do you see teams completely turn around in 1 year?
Yeah,
When do you see people go from 4 wins and picking second overall in the draft to winning 12 games? We flipped the entire damn roster. Look at all the new players we incorporated this year. Nick
yeah,
Allegretti, Tyler Biotish, Brandon Coleman, Zach Ertz, every receiver on the team not named Terry McLaurin, new running backs, Jaden Daniels, the rookie quarterback on defensive side of the ball, Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, Mikey Sanders still, Jeremy Chin, Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler. I can keep listing the name, bro. We had like 25 new
yeah.
players on this team. It is a huge success that we won 12 games. Bro, we ain't won 11 since my birth year, since my conception. 1991 was the last time we won 11 games. We won 12 already. This season is a monumental success, depending, no matter how the playoffs work. We are now at the 100% house money stage of the season.
Good. Okay. Now this is a follow up to this, and this is something that we all talked about on the All Burgundy Go Everything post game show with Wole and Glenn. Shout out to them boys. And I'll give everybody a moment to go and smash that like button. Go ahead. I'll give you
Yeah,
a
go
few
ahead.
seconds. Go
Don't
and
cost
smash that
nothing.
like button.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Boom. They did that, and keep doing it, even if I jumped the gun. But they were mentioning is that what is the expectation in the playoffs now? So like we already said this season was a success. Now in the playoffs, what are we looking for really to get done? Like what would we call like what would the level of success be in the playoffs? Like how successful would it have to be? Like would you be upset if we lost on Sunday? Would you be
Optics
upset?
matter. Mhm.
Would you be upset if we got to the NFC Championship? Like what level? What are you expecting from this team in these playoffs this year?
Number one, I'm happy to be here,
Yeah,
but I'm not so happy to be here that it's like, oh, it doesn't matter what happens on Sunday. Yeah, no, look, the season is a success regardless.
yeah,
But we can beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
for sure.
Honestly, the entire NFC, as good as some of these teams are, there's no juggernaut in this conference. There
Yeah,
is no path that looks like going through Arrowhead Stadium. There's no
yeah,
path that looks like going through Mahomes in the Chiefs, the back-to-back champions, because there ain't one of them in the NFC. Come on now, the wild card picture got a 14-win team, a 12-win team, and
crazy.
an 11-win team. 10 wins don't even get you in the picture. That should tell you what type of conference we're playing in. The parity is at an all-time high. I think we just can't go out and get boat raced. We can't go
Yeah,
if we go out and get curb stomped on, and it looks like week one this Sunday, and we can't put anything together offensively while we can't get off the field defensively. That's when I get disappointed, and I say, okay, we're not built for this yet. We should just be happy to be here, but I think it's gonna be like what we've seen 90% of the season. That whatever team gets the ball last, it's gonna be a heart attack, cardiac arrest type situation on Sunday.
that was kind of the trend last night. What everybody was talking about is that everybody's saying the season is successful, and we are glad to be in the playoffs, but we want to win. And what would be disappointing is that we come out and get smoked, right? We don't
Mm-hmm.
want that at all. But I think most people with the fan base is kind of still high on the squad for getting there and still excited to be in the playoffs. But now we want to see them perform. We don't want, and I think now people don't care that it comes down to a one possession game, or they don't
Right.
care how the game ends, or they don't care about the mistakes as long as we get the dub, right? The mistakes still are there and they're still going to happen. We're still going to talk about them, win or lose on Monday. But I think people are now just want the win because, like I said, man, we was happy getting those wins in spite of those mistakes, right? But if those
Mm-hmm.
mistakes start costing us an opportunity, people gonna really be upset. And you just want the dub, you just want the win, if possible, man. So I'm glad everybody's kind of on the same page, bro. Everybody's success feels this season was successful, but now we want to kind of see, I think we can do it, man. I want to see them beat the Bucks because I think it can be done.
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to see just how close we are, because I think that with number 5 on that football field, with number 17 on that football field, magic can happen at any time. Like 5 has shown you, if he's out there, we got a chance versus anybody.
No, absolutely. And Rio, I'm gonna get out of here on this because it's time to
Okay.
go.
Okay.
But 5 is definitely gonna give us the opportunity when we're in there. As long as 5 is healthy and as long as 5 is on the field, I really will pick us. And I believe truthfully, man, that he's gonna be the reason that we are successful this Sunday against the Tampa Bay
Mhm.
Buccaneers in prime time, baby. In
Yes, sir.
prime time. So
Bro,
I can't wait.
all right, give me one sign off. Give me a Deion Sanders sign off on the success of 12 wins in year 1.
Listen, baby, 12 wins is something that you can't quantify. It's something that you cannot come up with here. It is all about the way that Jaden Daniels has played, baby. He's been a top tier athlete. He's been a leader. He's been a dog for this franchise. And he's been the guy that has really set the league on fire and really set apart everybody else. And the one thing I love as my daughter's pushing me around. Stop.
Mhm.
Stay out.
She said it's time to go. She said she
She's
said
getting on my nerves.
it's time to get active in that snow. Y'all
Come on, we
go
got
ahead
to
and
do this one
follow.
time. Okay, say bye. Uh-huh. Coach Prime is up out of here, Rio, man. I love you and I appreciate you, baby. And we
Yes,
gonna
sir.
see you.
See you on the afternoon kick, brother. Go play in that snow.
Yes, sir. We out of here, man.
Hell yeah, man. My boy D Will, his daughter sound like Jameis Winston. I thank God that he has blessed me to play in some snow. That's what his daughter moving like right now, man. Shout out to my boy D Will. Let me get to some of these super chats because we still got more to talk about on this Monday evening. What are my concerns against Tampa Bay? Will Marshawn play? I'll answer the second question first. I think Marshawn Lattimore, it's going to take a whole lot to not see him on this field. One, it's the playoffs. Two, I think the second time they pulled him out was for precaution rather than a re-aggravation of the injury. And three, his good old friend Mike Evans is going to be on the other side of the field. And he not missing no Mike Evans matchup in prime time with the season on the line. It'll be the last time anybody gets to play this season for the team. If we get put out on Sunday, I expect to see most guys back this Sunday. I'm praying that Tyler Biotish plays because as our best offensive lineman, we need that boy. We need him desperately. What are my biggest concerns? Baker has played like a absolute madman this year. He's been an assassin over over what 40 touchdowns this year, despite the fact that Evans missed a few weeks and Godwin's missed a bunch of weeks. He's making it work with Cade Otton, Bucky Irvin, Jalen McMillan, a bunch of young boys. He's put that team on his back, and Todd Bowles can draw up a blitz as well as any defensive coordinator in the league. I know Winfield's hurt. I believe Whitehead is hurt, but we know who the Bucks are. They're a good football team. We saw how they beat the shit out of the Eagles last year. So if you go up there thinking you're going to play games with a weak playoff team, you're going to get boat raced. We know who we're playing against, and I don't expect us to get dog walk like the Eagles did last year. But there are some concerns with this team. We beaten Tampa like Acho did Joy. Oh no, I was gonna definitely segue to this shit at some point. These Fox Sports 1 scandals and these statements that came out last night Boy, you'd hate to be Joy Taylor today. She's getting her back kicked in. And in a lot of these statements, she was getting her back kicked in too in another way. Boy, that's a messy situation. You got Skip Bayless offering 1.5 million to get some ass. Joy Taylor out here getting thrown around like a Magic Johnson assist across Fox Sports 1. Emmanuel Acho clapping cheeks like, whoa, 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 whoa. I know ESPN is sitting back right now like, ha, glad it ain't my network. Boy, we getting everybody's dirty laundry out in 4K. That shit is crazy, man. Got your tickets for Tampa Bay. Gonna act the fool. Oh yeah, you are down there, right, Gunner? You're out in Florida. That's right in your backyard, right? Appreciate that. Go enjoy that shit, man. Go rep it hard for us down there. Give us some vibes and atmosphere from the stadium and rep that burgundy and go hard, man. Let them know we're in the building because they have a pretty good home turnout down there. Hopefully, we don't got to hear them cannons being shot off too much on Sunday night. Making the 9-hour road trip to go. Marshawn Lattimore versus Evans, man, they might as well, like hockey, let them take the helmet off and let them throw some blows before the game. My boy KMB on Twitter said, shit, you might as well let them fight in the pregame warm-ups just to get it out their system, man. Man. Any concern with JD saying his leg was bothering him? Nah, I think he probably got hit in the thigh area. He probably got a little bruise on his thigh or something. And given we didn't need him out there, they pulled him. Like he said, you would have had to drag me off the field if this was a winner take all game, but it was not that. I'm not concerned with that. He's good to go. I do need them to block for him, though. Like, they were killing us up front. I know there are no Michael Parsons on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but good God, man. Rio, you do the best content through everywhere. Fuck ESPN. Appreciate you, Nate. We have fun over here, man. I can say a lot of things that they can't say on the 4-letter networks or any of those other networks, but hey, Fox Sports 1, they messy as hell over there right now. So you're saying everyone handled being traded as well? What are we talking about? I have no idea what's being asked in this question. Do we still have that Osborne receiver for Brown? Yeah, he's out there, but he don't do shit. He don't do shit. Thank you for the love, Nate, by the way. He's on the roster. He ain't active. He's been inactive 3 times, and he's played once, and all he's done so far is draw penalties. So there are clearly no plans for this guy. I told y'all the very minimal expectations when we claimed him. You know, 1.5 million is crazy, bro. He must have heard that cat is life-changing. That must have been some life-changing bucks he was betting on, bro, because that's a fourth of your salary, your annual salary, my guy. Oh, man. What is Tyler Biadash's issue? What is his injury? I'm not even sure off the top. What is Tyler Biadash's injury? I know I wish I could see him play. I wish I could see him play because he's our best lineman, and it ain't close. It ain't even close. Goodness gracious, because some of these boys been getting their ass handed to them on a weekly basis, man. Skip turning down the ask me rolling. My boy Skip said, hey, my boy Skip put all the cash on the table and said, man, look. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh, man. You had them last year and got worked. Still have Barkley and Jalen this season. Women in men's pro sports. We're not going to put it on all of them. We're not going to put it on all of them, man. Let's not get too toxic in the chat. Skip found out Unc was smashing for free and he offered 1.5. Oh my gosh. How about that beautiful southpaw toss from beyond? Diami got a better looking throw. Diami has a sweet stroke is a crazy comment after the conversation we was just having. But yes, Diami, I remember seeing him throw in his little off-season documentaries, and that boy got a nice little rotation, man. He got a nice little delivery. I've seen him throw the ball. He's a lefty. That throw looks better than a lot of quarterbacks I've seen come in and out of this building over the years, man. That play was drawn up perfectly. Give some respect to Cliff Kingsbury. He's thrown out a couple trick plays this year, and we fell on our face each time we tried it. But this time, it worked to perfection, except Olamide Zakia's hands didn't work. Quite a few guys' hands didn't work, but as long as they worked in the fourth quarter when we needed them, we'll excuse the drops. Excuse the drops. I think Luvu, Chin, Lattimore, Gardner, Fowler will do everything to make sure we can win. We need the chat. The chat. We need the defensive line turning up. The chat definitely wild. I opened the floodgates for it though. What up, Brandy? DQ said he felt really good about the whole team's health. Love to hear that. That's a very coachy thing to say, which doesn't leave much room to take a side with whether that's truth or coach speak, but that's optimistic. I think Mike McCarthy would be a good fit for the Bears. They need a leader of men over there in Chicago, man. Go ahead and get you a Vrabel or a Brian Flores. Get you a leader of men, and your offensive coordinator is the most important hire in that organization right now. You know? I don't fault Skip Bayless. We all gonna pay for it one way or another. I hear that. That's real. Because whining and dining a woman, it's the same thing. I mean, it's not the same thing as necessarily just giving it up front, giving the front-loaded contract, but 1.5 is crazy. Stupid ass Ron said it takes 4 years, maybe to build a true Super Bowl contender, but it shouldn't take 4 years to build a culture. Been in Tampa since September. Missed week 1. My return flight to Maryland was for Saturday. It's been rebooked. Find me in section 147 with the white Sean Taylor jersey on. Let's go. Let's go. I appreciate you, big dog. Rep it hard from in that building, man. Rep it hard and bring us back the W before you come back to Maryland. I'm glad you were able to reschedule your travels till after this game on Sunday. Tyler Biadasz got a triple tape his ankle Sunday. Dieter is it's significant, man. Tyler Biadasz has come in and become the anchor of the offensive line. He's like the only one that's been consistently good all season. Like whenever he's out there, he's handling business. We never usually have to look, unless he's playing through injury, we never really have to look up, Oh, by the way, Joe Biden signed the bill for the RFK shit. So we're one step closer to that. ESPN time's coming. Molly got stole. Woo! The Molly. Hey, Molly Karen, bro. I ain't even mad. I ain't even mad if someone's throwing out the bag. I ain't even gonna blame you, bro. Or Molly annoying ass get it though. But Quinn said Lattimore and Biadasz were trending up, so they should be ready to go. So I'm assuming Tell the Truth Monday has already commenced today. I'll be taking a look at that when I get off stream. Yep. The president has signed the RFK bill into law. We're one step closer to RFK 2.0, man. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. He's the only wide receiver we have. If you know anything about this team, he's the only actual legit weapon Jaden Daniels has. We don't have a 1,000-yard running back. We don't have a complimentary wide receiver too that actually produces anything worth a damn. But everybody here knows that. The people outside this organization who like to think we have a stacked deck on the offensive side, y'all don't fucking know what's going on over here. What's going on, man? There was a lower body injury. I think it was his ankles. It was his ankles because he couldn't plan on pass pro. I'm assuming it was an ankle sprain or something of the sort. So ankles for Biadasz. Hopefully, I think everybody's gonna go though. Everybody gonna get their ass out there on Sunday, man. Hell yeah. We have guys that have an occasional burst of receiver play. Good could be a stretch. We get a guy every few weeks that turns up with a 50, 60-yard game or something like that. But we have one weapon, man. We got one legit weapon in this offense. Let's go build that stadium. Yes, sir. Who else do we have to catch a run? We are doing it with Jags. Exactly. The only team to go, like, how many quarterbacks out there throwing it to Olamide Zaccheaus, De'Ami Brown, Luke McCaffrey, KJ Osborne and company, It's Terry in the gang and Zach Ertz at his big age, Good is aggressive. Good is very aggressive, I'm so happy that we're not on Black Monday searching, See, this is how we know Eagles fans don't know ball. This is why we don't take Eagles fans seriously. Brian Robinson's a 750-yard running back. Brown, whether you're talking about Noah or De'Ami, you're not even talking about a 500-yard receiver. Eckler's missed a bunch of games with concussion. We like him. Zach Ertz is old, and you've told us he's old and washed all season, but now you want to use him on a he's good conversation. And Zacchaeus has played 2 good games all year, and you just happen to see them over the last couple of weeks of the season. This is why we don't talk ball with Philadelphia Eagles fans, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Olamide Zacchaeus has done as much as this team as Jahan Dotson before the last 2 weeks of this season. Like, what are we talking? He's caught his first touchdown a couple weeks ago. Like, what are we talking about? Went to the Bucks-Rams playoff game this year. They sit on these guys and call them ass when it's time to down talk Washington. But as soon as it's time that they want to, oh no, but y'all got weapons. We don't got weapons, bro. We don't got weapons, bro. We're uplifting them. Went to the Bucks-Rams playoff game the year. That game was amazing. I experienced the joys of the away team deflating the stadium. Let's do it again. That was a phenomenal playoff game, by the way. That was a phenomenal ass playoff game, man. Phenomenal. Hopefully that was stress inducing. I don't want that. We have an average team with great coaches and a star quarterback. Correct. Indian Lake, Ohio for the win. Exactly. That is 100% the case. Welcome, Jason Rogers, to the Rambler family. Welcome to the Rambler family, where we bleed burgundy and gold and we talk our shit. Flex that channel member badge. Yes, sir. I see you, man. Welcome aboard. We have a good time here. First playoff preview coming up this week. First playoff watch party in the channel's history coming up this week. Does Terry McLaurin exist? We have Jaden, we have Terry, and we got a bunch of guys. Zach Ertz has overachieved at his big age, and we got a bunch of guys. Correct. Us true fans know what's in the cupboard, you know? It's a mix of good and expired spam. Yeah, we know we got a lot of spam. We got a whole bunch of spam, Vienna sausages, ramen noodles without the seasoned packs, you know? We got a bunch of struggle cuisine, but we got the main ingredients checked off, so it makes it look better, and you can make a meal out of that shit. The main ingredients of the meal are here, so we can make that bitch taste like caviar, even though it's not, you know? We got ramen without the seasoned package, bro. Just noodles. Smash the like button. Always smash that like button. It costs you nothing. Helps push this content out to a wider audience as we push towards 20,000 subscribers and beyond into the new year. We're here on a Monday evening. We've been here for an hour and 21 minutes. Over 3,000 viewers so far to celebrate Washington's 12-win season as we push toward a playoff matchup this Sunday night at Tampa Bay. You got me through the year, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Y'all get me through the year, man. Y'all tuning in, mixing it up in the comments, in the chat, holding it down and keeping it fun. I won't say keeping it classy because, you know, we all pop our shit on this side over here. But y'all get me through this shit and y'all make content creation easy. Thank y'all for watching, man, because it would be really hard to talk to this camera by myself. Could I do it? I sure could, but it ain't as fun. It ain't as fun without all of you ball knowers in the chat. Keep smoking these. 1 + 1 = 7 ass equals, fan. Oh, man. We just talking our shit. It comes with the division, man. We got to do it. I think we see some crazy looks, man. I think so, too. I think Todd Bowles going to send the whole kitchen sink at us, but Jaden and Cliff going to be ready for it this time. This ain't first start of your career, Jaden Daniels, man. They put us at the Sunday night spot for a reason. World wants to see 5. World wants to see 5 in the playoffs, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. Nobody really got easy work. There are a lot of good matchups in the first round. A lot of the first round matchups could go either way, especially in the NFC where anybody could take all in the conference. Ramen without the season pack, that is nasty work, but that says a lot for 12 wins. Exactly. It says a whole bunch, yo. Hope you brought your seasoning, bro. Ramen noodles without the season package is what our wide receiver room is, bro. I hope you got some Lowrys. I hope you got some Mortons, some Tony Sacheries. I hope you got a cupboard full of that shit, man. I have no idea, but there's got to be a bunch of places that are setting up for a playoff game because those come few and far between around this area. We ain't been in no type of playoffs, man. You know? In your opinion, who has the biggest accusation Now, who was the biggest acquisition besides Jaden? Okay, I read accusation. Hold on. Who was the biggest acquisition? Is what I'm imagining this means besides Jaden. Louvu. I'd say Louvu. Frankie Lou. Zach Ertz is up there though. As old as he is, Zach Ertz, 60 plus catches, 600 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He showed his ass at his big age. Did he leave some shit on the field? He sure did, but I guess it's to be expected when you're that old. He's oldish. In football years, Zach Ertz, 100 years old. He balled out. But Frankie Louvu had a phenomenal season. Wagner's up there as well. The linebacker duo. Let's just put Louvu and Wagner in the same boat. Having linebackers changed our lives because Lord knows I couldn't watch another season of Jamin Davis, Cody Barton when he was here, Mayo type shit. Like, we actually had backers this year. A bunch of good acquisitions, man. Bunch of them. Hold on. Let me get to some of these comments. Am I bringing back B-Rob? I mean, B-Rob's back. He got another year left on his rookie contract. Unlike Diami and St. Juice, who could just walk because their rookie contracts are up, B-Rob has another year left on his contract, if I'm correct. So B-Rob will be back regardless next year. Even though I think we're drafting a running back in the top 100 picks, yes, he'll be back. Mikey Sanders still has had a very good rookie season as well. We smoking that Baker pack Sunday. I'm hoping so. It's not going to be easy. Baker's a dog. Baker, the 2018 QB class showed the fuck out this year. You could damn near say all of them were an MVP candidate. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, and Sam Darnold went absolutely nuts in 2024. Respect to all of those guys, man. I want Diami back. If it's for pennies, sure. When it comes to the cornerback room and the wide receiver room, if they decided the rookie and the vet are the only people they wanted to keep in those rooms, you're not going to have me bat an eye. If they decide to let every corner walk besides Sanders, Still, and Lattimore, wouldn't hurt me none. If they decided to just keep Luke under his rookie contract and Terry McLaurin at wide receiver and let everybody else walk, not gonna have any problem with either of the sort. Adam Peters. Oh, no. If we're allowed to say coach front office members, this is the 1A. The best acquisition we've had was 1A, 1B, Jaden Daniels, Adam Peters, because those are the two picks that are going to keep this team competitive, in the mix, and in contention for the next 5 to 10 years. Having a real GM who should win executive of the year, by the way. Come on now. We got a third pick. We got a third round pick for a guy who didn't play football until week 18. Come on, man. That guy, that's the executive of the year. He took one of the worst rosters in the NFL and won immediately with it in year one. Added a bunch of new players, culture setters, and veterans. Y'all are just seeing the start of Adam Peters, Just like when Josh Harris got here, he couldn't come in and just fire Ron Del Rio and everybody immediately. You got to sit back for a year and evaluate the company that you just bought. You just bought a bad company. You need to see who needs to be a part of the fabric and the outfit going forward. And you had a year to do so, Adam Peters. You put some pieces in place. You put some culture setters in place. Now the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you'd like to with this team. Add talent by any means necessary. That's through the draft. That's through free agency. That's via trade, etc. Washington has the money. Washington has the draft pick. Washington has the quarterback box checked. We don't need a coach. We don't need a GM. We don't need a quarterback. Now go out and attack success. That does not mean sign everybody. Sign every name that fans can recognize. You find fits. If Cliff is still going to be the offensive coordinator, you find scheme fits. Guys whose talent and what they're capable of fits what we're doing here. It ain't like I'm just buying something because it's name brand. You buy name brand things that fit what you have in the organization. And we want blue chip talent. We want guys that can change game. We don't have enough playmakers and game changers on the roster. We need field flippers, and we need guys that once they touch the ball, they're willing. It's possible that they could score or get a chunk play every time they get the ball in their hand, man. We should trade out of the first this year. This year showed we needed more depth in some key positions. Can't sign anyone. That sounds good, but it's too early to determine anything like that. We got to see how the board shakes out. Somebody who has no business being at 25th or 26th can end up being there in the draft. So to say in January what we need to do in the draft coming off the season we just had, it would be a little irresponsible. Nobody should be pigeonholed into anything specifically as we sit here on January 6th at 4:41 p.m. You know, we should let the draft process, the board, and how our whatever Adam Peters do, I'm riding with it, bro, because he ain't shown me no wrong yet, bro. I'm with it, man. I mean, Josh Harris has even made the state. Yeah, he has. He's that toilet stadium. He got it rocking this year, and they filled it so many times. Tell me that ain't different on the field, off the field, top to bottom. We big time moving forward. What would Bruce Allen say? Winning off the field. You know, I'm not even going to hold you. As we've grown closer to free agency, I feel like the Bengals are going to find it. They're going to go through gymnastics. They're going to go through salary cap gymnastics, and they're going to find a way to sign Jamar Chase to a historic deal and keep Higgins in health. I hope I'm wrong about that because he's going to be the belle of the ball of the wide receiver crop unless a guy like Tyreek Hill forces a release rather than a trade or some other guys get released this offseason, maybe a DK Metcalf. But T. Higgins will get to be wined and dined and flued out by half the league if he tests free agency. I think the Bengals are going to do all they can to keep those guys there, especially after the season Joe Burrow just had. If they got anything from the defensive side of the ball, they'd be in the playoffs with relative ease. But we're watching Joe Burrow watching the playoffs from the crib this year, man. Let's not start talking about letting some cornerback go. That Canadian going Davis. Yeah, I believe they're both going to be walking in the offseason. I rewatched you and your boys' season prediction video, smiling like they don't even know a 12-5 season is coming. Life is so good. Shot by Sean. I appreciate you for your channel membership and for the $5 donation. I was trying to go in with some sense. I said 8-9 was a great season coming off of 4-13, an 8-9 season. You double your win total. As long as Jaden shows he's that guy, I'm cool with it. But yes, I've been doing the same. I've been watching some of our regular season predictions. Shout out to my boy Jalen Morgan, Bleeding B&G. Make sure y'all sub up to his channel, by the way. He got the Jaden touchdown total correctly. We made predictions for Jaden's touchdown total in 2024. I said 26, I believe. Jaden said 31. He hit it right on the head. Bald knower, my friend. I see you, my boy. The offseason will be one for the books. You think we get rid of the Bama wall? I think one of them for sure is gone. And myself personally, if they decide to trade both of them, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it because we gotta stack up some picks and we gotta put some young talent out there on that field. And I love Deron Payne to death. I don't think he would be the one to get moved, but if they decided to move both guys, none of them move the needle on a regular basis. They're very pick and choose selective playmakers. They are not consistent enough they're not consistent enough for the amount of money they're getting paid. They're getting together almost $47 million. They're not doing $47 million worth of production together. So we're going to see whatever Adam Peters wants to do. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Here for it, bro. Whatever Adam Peters wants to do. Who the hell am I to tell Adam Peters how to do his job? You know? Bengals need to get rid of T. They don't have the cap space and can't afford to waste his and Burrow's career with no defense. I hear that, but you know, that disrupts the rhythm of that offense. Their offense is all they have. They want to run with Burton and Yoshivaz opposite of Jamar Chase and what's not considered a great wide receiver class. You know, pick your poison. You need one of your strengths to remain your strength, and it's just Burrow and Chase versus the world. That could be difficult. And NFL teams have shown you that salary cap shit, there is always a way to manipulate and maneuver through it. So if they want both guys there, they can get both guys there. That's just how it goes. It'll get you in cap hell down the line, but you got to do everything you can to keep your franchise quarterback fed on that side. No more Snyder tax to get free agents here. If you're not familiar with the Snyder tax, or if you're an outsider that's not a fan of this team, whenever Washington landed a big fish, a big name acquisition during the Dan Snyder era, it was due to Washington having to pay what's called a Daniel Snyder tax. People know it's a shit environment, a shit culture here. So we got to pay a tariff. We got to pay a damn, we got to pay a few million more just to get the conversation started and to convince a guy to play for us. We shouldn't have to do that anymore. We should not have to do that shit anymore. Point blank, period. That's a great point, Door Gunner. I have a couple dudes we have to re-sign. There's a couple, but if there are ways that we can do better, Adam Peters will do better. And don't be afraid to do better. Don't attach yourself to names on this roster. We got guys now who want to put this team and keep this team sustained success going forward. So if I had to pick one to keep, I'm picking Payne out of those two. But they could decide to move both of them. You know, I doubt it, but it's possible. It's possible. Definitely want Mariota back. I hope they don't go after Hill. I would understand it either way. If they said he's a fucking head case who's getting older, we're not interested. Sure, I got it. If they said, you know what, the talent is too undeniable to not at least shoot our shot, would also understand it. I'm not going to stand out on a ledge about a lot of things. Just go out and get talent, man. Go get me talent, man. Rio, how are you? I'm great right now, man. I'm so happy we're back in the playoffs. We play Tampa Bay Sunday night. That's perfect for me. I get off work at 6 from Goodwill so I can watch the game. I love that you're going to be able to watch us on a playoff Sunday, Ty. I'm feeling well right now. No one's going to bring me down about my football team, considering that we just won 12 games in year one, considering that our rookie quarterback is going to be the offensive rookie of the year. He's going to be here for quite some time, and this is the worst version of him and this team we're going to see for the next few years. I will take it all. I will take it all. I'm very excited about the future, but F the future right now. We're talking about the right now, man. The right now. Payne is considerably younger, so yeah, you know. Bring Marcus Mariota back. Yeah, I like him back. You know, no Tyreek Hill. He's too much drama with his women and his kids. I mean, to be honest, his women and his kids have not had anything to do with the success or failure of the Miami Dolphins. I believe we would have a culture that as long as he's performing on the field, we'd be fine. I think we got enough culture setters, front office, and coaching environment that nobody's going to come here and trump the team, you know? Weird stuff happens prime time week 1 of the playoffs in Tampa. Good luck. Oh, you know, I know you know. I know you know very well, man. That was a weird playoff game last year with y'all and them. We got to stop the run Sunday night. We got to do a few things. But I'm looking forward to it, and I like our chances. I like our chances, man. I'm looking forward to Marshawn versus Evans go at it in the playoff. Marshawn, get your stretching in this week. Make sure you foam roll, you stretch, you static stretch, all that shit, bro. We need that hamstring up and running this weekend, man. How tackles will Baker break? How many tackles will Baker break from Payne and Allen combined on Sunday? Shit, it felt like he broke like 15 week 1 versus them. Without Hill or Higgins, who do you like in the draft and in free agency? This isn't a name that's going to make guys do backflips. I can see us bringing in a guy like Nick Westbrook-Akine as a free agent. And in the draft, if Luther Burden is in the area, I would love that. I want a yak receiver, man. He's little as hell, but I love Johnson, Taz Johnson from Oregon, Isaiah Bond. I need somebody that I need somebody that can make shit happen. You know, I need to go look at the wide receiver class again. Chris Godwin's coming off an injury, but I can see it. Emeka Ibuka from Ohio State. We got time to talk about all that, though. We got time. Let's wait till Washington is truly ousted. I'm gonna have my wish list of receivers, tight ends, running back, all that, etc. We got all off season to talk about this shit, man. We got all off season. We got playoffs to look forward to, man. Exactly. We got plenty of time to do it, man. We got plenty of time to do it. Even if we were to acquire T. Higgins, I'm still going to draft receivers at certain points of the draft. We got a game to play this weekend, y'all. We have a game to play this weekend. So much to look out for. Eagles need to make sure Hurts is not hearing voices and seeing shit before the. Oh my God. Y'all got him on some 6 cent shit. Go for Chris Godwin. He's a really good receiver from Middletown, Delaware. I'm from Bear, Delaware. That'd be cool if we sign him. He's coming off a serious injury, though. He's coming off a very serious injury, but he's a dog. We know Chris Godwin's a dog. Will Terry sit out of training camp if he doesn't get an extension? He has 1 year left on his contract, I believe. Going into his age 30 season, I can't see that, but he may ask for some more money, and I'm pretty sure they'd probably give him some money. But 30-year-old Terry McLaurin doing a holdout for more money with a year left on his deal, I don't know if I see that. Bold prediction. Defense is going to force 3 turnovers. That would be fine. We had our hands on a couple of balls. Pause. Week 1, we had our hands on the football a few times, but you know Washington hates nice things, bro. I'm telling you, we are the most pick dropping, no fumble recovering team of the last 25 years. And that shit is continued and bled into this season as well. At one point, we're going to like nice things, y'all. I think the biggest thing for me versus the Bucks D is Vita Vea. Oh, he gets busy. Big Maui from Moana in the middle. That boy gets busy, man. Big busy. I never gonna lie, like the mock draft machine ain't even fun no more, bro. I was doing mocks. I was just playing around before I fell asleep off the early last night. The mock machine don't even hit the same when your team nice, bro. When you're not pressing your thumb on that button of desperation, it don't hit the same as it do in years past. When you don't need a quarterback, when there's like no desperate need and you're picking in the top 7 to 15, it's so much less fun. It's almost like you don't have a first rounder, you know? You know how many times I'm going to press trade out of the first round from my mocks, but we're going to see. It's still so hard to believe all of this is real. 12 wins, franchise quarterback, new stadium on the way. If this is a dream, don't wake me up. That don't wake me up either, because I'm cool on what real life and reality is if it ain't this, bro. We just finished an 18-week season. This is the fastest season of my life. You want to know why? It's because we're winning. When shit is going well, your life is in hyper speed. When things are going awry, life is moving in slow motion. You feel like the damn Matrix video. You're just dodging bullshit left and right. Stress here, bad relationship there, bills here, all types of shit, health issues. When things are going well, it's like, wow, is this how life feels on this side? Look how fast this season went. I've been yapping since the preseason. We're already here in January talking about a playoff game. That shit is nuts, man. That shit is nuts. Oh, man. This season has been magic. I believe we can make a deep run. Appreciate you, Nathan Cashwell. Cashwell with the cash $4.99 donation. I don't want it to end. And at some point, it's going to come to an end, but we're going to enjoy every single second of this bitch until the season ends, man. Without desperation, without trying to be the off-season Super Bowl champions, just football, just good things on the football field. And while it hurts our soul in real time that every one of our games are coming down to the final second, Washington has shown this year that they can handle adversity. They can survive the Washington shit, because Washington shit for so many years, once one bad thing happens, it piles on, it stacks up, and it becomes insurmountable for us to get through. It feels like no matter how much Washington shit that we put out there, we can survive it and we still find a way to win games. And that shit makes me most comfortable going into the playoff, because most likely in a playoff game, it's going to be close games. Washington has shown if you put the ball in that boy number 5's hands down the stretch, magic can happen. Anytime, I don't care if there's 10 seconds left in the game, as you've seen with the Hail Mary. Versus Dallas the first time, even though the kicker missed the extra point. Versus Philly. Versus Atlanta. Versus Dallas again with our backup quarterback on the field. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Mock drafts ain't feeling like nothing when we're winning and not crashing out. It don't even feel fun. It's like, what am I doing this for? It's like, let me get out of this shit. This is not for me. Go let the Giants fans and the Cowboy fans enjoy their mock drafts and Raiders fans, etc. We're about more than that right now, and we have a chance to extend our season into the divisional round. We do not need to be sitting here drawing a roadmap for who do we play in the second round or how if we get to the NFC. We don't need to be doing all that. Pump your brakes on that. All eyes, all attention, all sights are set on this weekend. On this weekend versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll be watching everybody. I'll be paying close attention. NFC triple header on Sunday. It's going to be no, it's not a triple header. Who's the early game? Who's the early game on Sunday? I know the Eagles are the evening game and we're the night game. Who's the early game on Sunday afternoon? Like we were talking about earlier, the Texans are always an opener and never a closer. They're not getting the prime time spot. They're going to open up the playoff. Who plays at 1:00 on Sunday? I know the Texans open up. I know Monday night it's Rams versus Vikings. I know we're Sunday night and the Eagles are at 4:30. Buffalo. Buffalo. Thank you, Hannah. Buffalo and Bo Nix. So we got Nixie. So Sunday we got Nixie versus Josh Allen. Then we got Jordan Love versus Jalen Hurts and company. And then on Sunday night is Baker versus Sunday going to be popping. Sunday is going to be popping. So that means that the Saturday evening game is Ravens Steelers. Ravens going to get the Steelers up out of there, man. You already know what's going to happen. Steelers about to get washed. Their fans are going to cry for Mike Tomlin to get fired. He's not going to be fired, but they're going to make other coaching substitutions, and then that cycle is going to continue in Pittsburgh. You know? Buffalo versus the Bills is hilarious. I know you meant Bronco versus the Bills. Or did I say that? Oh, man. Vaughn, I hate y'all, bro. I never root for the Eagles. Nothing against you, though. Vaughn real though. He at least has something to say when he comes through, you know? He at least has some good banter when he comes in the chat, man. You need to teach your boys how to squabble over there. Teach your boys how to squabble. This is a great question, Hannah. It depends. See, the plan is to watch the game and do a watch party the same way we do the draft. Me and my group chat brethren over with my boys going live. So that will determine whether we go all day or we go just for our game. I imagine whenever we get set up and we get food situated, I'm just going to hit live and we're just going to go from there. It'll probably be some of the Eagles Packers game and then our game all on the stream, depending on when my boy Zach gets up, because he's taking a ride to come up and watch it. Damn, Christian Watson tore his ACL. Damn. So jumping into the playoff picture, let me find a good playoff bracket and let's look at some of these matchups. Let's look at some of these matchups coming up this week. Let me see what they're talking about. Let me find a good little bracket of all the games this week. NFL playoff picture. What the hell is calling me? What number is this? Let me see. Let's see what this bracket looking like. So I can pull that joint up on screen and we can. Here we go. Let me pop this hole on the screen right quick. I know y'all are excited, bro. We got over 600 in the building. We've been here for almost 2 hours. Let's talk about the playoffs, man. Let's talk about the playoffs. So let's go left to right. Well, let's talk about some of these matchups. Texans versus Chargers. The Texans are the home team for winning their division. Who do we like in this one, man? My guy Rio is better than watch NFL pregame show. Hey, I appreciate you, John. We keep it super fun. We keep it super fun on this side, man. Me every time my phone rings. Who playing on my phone? I like the Chargers too. Thank you. I'm glad that I see this. Okay, so y'all feeling what I'm feeling. CJ Stroud, good season, but it was not as good as his rookie campaign. He got hit with adversity. Stephon Diggs out for the season. Nico Collins missed some weeks. They get Joe Mixon and started to lean on him more. Jim Harbaugh has changed the culture in LA. LA is like the AFC version of us, for real, for real. New coach comes in there, flips the culture. They have a franchise quarterback. You know what they tell that franchise quarterback? Hey, Justin, hey, Herbo, take that cape off, my friend. We're going to get you a running game. We're going to play hard-nosed running football, and we're going to let you pick your spots to dominate. And boy, has that changed the fortune of the LA Chargers. They are back in the playoffs after being absolute ass behind Joe Staley last year. Absolute ass. I'm going Chargers 24-23, 1-point victory, walk-off field goal in Houston. What say y'all? What say y'all? I want my boy Stroud to win. I like CJ Stroud. I want him to win. My head tells me Los Angeles Chargers. See, the thing with Stroud is when you knock him off his spot, he doesn't have much improv or extend the play ability. He kind of has to be in timing or there's nothing to be done. Johnston finally balled out for the Chargers. You know, he has some of the most selective hands in the league. You know, I think the Eagles are going to win against Green Bay because Watson and Love are dealing with injuries. Watson's out, but as long as Love's on, I mean, that's a wide receiver by committee anyway. You know, Dontavius Wicks and Jaden Reed and company, they're capable. They're capable. That's going to be a close game. Let's move over to the Monday Nighter, LA and the Vikings. I live for chaos. I think all hell will break loose if we get the Vikings up out of there in round one. The Vikings are having a Disney Pixar movie script type season, bro. I'm going with the Rams over the Vikings. Am I tripping? Let me know if I'm tripping. I think Matt Stafford at home, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua and company. This is when you got to stop sleeping on the experience of a Super Bowl winning head coach and quarterback. And I remember last year when Detroit hosted them in the first round of the playoff. Boy, it took the Lions all 60 of the minutes to get the Vikings up out of there. Give me the Los Angeles Rams. I got upsets through our first two games. I got the Chargers and I got the Rams over the Vikings, man. I think the Linsanity run of Sam Darnold and the Vikings comes to a screeching halt in the first round. Other than Eagles fans are the worst fans of Cowboys, so you guys unbearable at times. I'm just being real. It's the sky is falling type shit. That comes with the territory of being an NFL fan. NFL fandom is a roller coaster, bro. Within 5 minutes of real time, you could go from motherfucking your team to the best day of your life and saying that we need to extend everybody. That comes with the territory of fandom, especially NFL fandom. That's why NFL fandom reigns supreme, bro. It reigns supreme. I'm going Rams over Vikings. What y'all think? Yeah, the Rams did beat them this year. Rams are at home. Most Eagles fans, that's why I'm 6'4", never had a Hey, man, height don't always mean everything, though, bro. I've seen some tall people get knocked the fuck out in real life before. So I've got Chargers. I've got Rams. Let's move it back over. We don't have much to talk about here. I respect Mike Tomlin and the job he does in Pittsburgh. I respect that Russell was on an advanced late stage of his career, Linsanity run this year. He went from unrinsed back to rinsed within about 6 weeks. We shouldn't have lost to them. I still hate that we lost to the Steelers. Give me Lamar Jackson and the Ravens by 2 scores. Give me 30-20 Pittsburgh. 30-20. I mean, whoa. I lied. 30-20 Baltimore. Pittsburgh's not beating them. 30-20 Baltimore. Lamar already got the MVP in his bag. He gets to it, you know. In the AFC, everything is sweet until it's time to go to Arrowhead. Everything is sweet until that motherfucking Mahomes show up on the schedule. I think they win rather easily, 30-20, maybe a late touchdown from Pittsburgh takes it from 30-13 to 30-20. Give me Baltimore by 10. Eagles fans, take it to another hour and be ready to meet you for. Yeah, Eagles fans, y'all be wilding. Y'all be like, I love Washington. Washington don't pay me. You know, talking about Washington pays me. When Washington puts their names on my checks, I will go fight for them. I'm not throwing dukes. We're too old to be fighting out here anyway, bro. Fighting is not cool at this age, bro. Like we're all adults, and what are you fighting another person for? Like, bro, I gotta pay bills at home. I'm not fighting. I don't care about your existence enough to be out here fighting. But if you fuck with somebody in my family or my kids or something, we could throw the dukes. We could throw the dukes. But over a football team, hell no. Hell no. You ever see me at a football game and somebody want to fight me at a football game? I'm finding the nearest usher. Hey, kick this fucking idiot out of my stadium. Get him. Hey, him right here. This guy, can't win with him. Get him off the field. Get him out of here. I'm not messing up my access at the stadium from some goofy, from some fucking goofy at a football game. I don't got time for that shit. But okay, I got Chargers, I got Rams, I got Ravens. We're not talking about Washington, Tampa Bay yet. We're going to save that for another day. We're going to do a preview, and I'm doing something with Roundtable Sports to preview this game. It ain't time for that yet. Then we got Nixie and the Broncos versus Buffalo. The Broncos have a very, very good defense. The Broncos' weapons get slippery too. This boy's getting racked. They got a good screen game, and Bo Nix has played very good football. Ended the season with 29 passing touchdowns. Shout out to Nixie. Going crazy. His old ass is hooping. His old rookie ass is down there hooping right now, bro. I think Denver makes it fun. They make it interesting, but give me Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to take them by 7. Bills by 7 over the Broncos. Knicks is going to make it fun. That defense is going to make it a hard time for Josh Allen, but that offense of Buffalo is just too much. They beat them by a touchdown, and just like I said about Lamar Jackson, I can count on them in the playoffs until it's time to run into Patrick Mahomes. So until they run into their kryptonite, they're going to be good to go. Give me Buffalo. Is it going to be a snowy game? It's probably going to be a snowy-ass game up there, too. Rounding out the weekend, Green Bay and Philly. It's Monday. This is subject to change later in the week. I think the Eagles win by a touchdown. I hate it here. Don't come at me, guys. Don't come at me. It's Monday. This is subject to change later in the week. As much as I want to pick the Packers to beat them because I don't want the fucking Eagles to advance, I want to talk shit. But, man, I'm going to take the Eagles by a touchdown. The Eagles are a better football team. And it ain't because Christian Watson's hurt either or Jordan Love's hurt. I think the Eagles are a better football team. I think the Packers are capable of beating them. I think the Packers are capable of beating anybody in the conference. I think the punk-ass Eagles win this game. I'll take Philly by a touchdown if I had to put money on it today. Like I said, this opinion is subject to change later in the week. I'm going to go Philadelphia by a touchdown. I think Saquon's going to be on their ass on Sunday. They're going to be on their ass on Sunday. And that's all I got for the wild card round. We're not talking about Washington, Tampa yet. It ain't time to give full predictions for that. It's Monday. It's not time to bury the lead just yet. So I got the Chargers advancing. The Rams advance. So I got both LA teams advancing, Baltimore and Buffalo advancing, and I got the Eagles beating the Packers. We'll talk about Washington versus Tampa later in the week. My boy Paul said this is tough, but the Packers are banged up. I want the Packers to win, but the Eagles might be healthy and better. Packers have been on some I don't know stuff lately. They're a very unpredictable team to talk about. And trust me, I don't want the Eagles to advance. It would be so much fun going into our game Sunday night for the Eagles to already be on the couch with the Cowboys and the Giants. It would be so much fun watching the rest of the division hate watch us after everybody's at home for the playoff. It would be such a good time. But I don't know, man. Josh Jacobs party, Packers win. They're going to need a lot of Josh Jacobs, especially if Jordan Love is severely hampered by his injury. I would love it, man. I would love it. That's crazy. We got 2 week 1 revenge games. That's a great point, Nello. Green Bay versus Philly in Brazil, a game we like to all forget. Never want to see NFL play in Brazil again. The field was like an ice skating rink. Bama's was sliding all day. I'm surprised there weren't a ton of ligaments affected. We thought Jordan Love was going to be out for the season on a garbage time play in that one. That's a week one rematch. Washington versus Tampa, a week one rematch. I like where you drew that parallel. I wasn't even thinking about that one, man. Hurts is still in the protocol, but there ain't no way in hell they not gonna pull strings to get him up off that protocol, even if that was not the case, man. We getting the update on Lattimore's injury. Is he back for the playoffs? The only update we got is that Dan Quinn said we're trending up for all injuries right now. And I think it's going to take a lot for Marshawn to not play this week. Marshawn Lattimore's playing on Sunday night, y'all. He got 6 more weeks. I think they were saving him for this exact moment. Yes, appreciate you, Nate. Hurts is still in the concussion protocol. He'll be out of it by Friday. Don't They're not starting a playoff game without Jalen Hurts. I promise you that. What's up with our field goal kicker? That's a great question because Austin Seibert is technically available to come back. I think you kind of have to roll with Zane Gonzalez at this point because just bringing Seibert back off the end. I hate even talking about this because why are kickers injured anyway? You don't do enough on a football field to be injured, but we shall see. Oh, this is the opposite of cinema. This is the antithesis of playoff cinema. Malik Willis versus Kenny Pickett. That shit ain't feeding no families, bro. You're not leaving the call center with that one. We don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Eagles fans don't want to see it. Packers fans don't want to see it. Nobody else in the world wants to see that. Let's not even speak that type of shit into existence. When Lattimore was with the Saints, he usually owned Evans. Hopefully he's not too busy. Evans has got his on him as well. They've both got at each other a few times, man. Aren't we playing out of the country next year? I can see it. I can see them throwing us to the UK or to Germany next year. I can see us playing out of the country, and we're going to be on prime time a lot. He got all offseason to rest that hamstring. He's playing. I think so as well. Late to the stream. No worries, Andrew. But I think BSJ did decent yesterday while he did commit those penalties. One was bullshit. I didn't hear his name at all, and I saw him make some plays, you know? He had a Benjamin St. Juice type of day. You never really see St. Juice out of place the whole game. He's not just getting burnt an entire game. He's just always usually one step behind and committing penalties. And the problem was with the bad call, he has a reputation that precedes him at this point. His reputation will get flags thrown on him. So he can't you can't have your arm around him, even if you're not touching the guy when they expect you to commit a penalty every time you're in coverage, man. I think Pickett and McKee could beat Green Bay with preparation. They have a good enough y'all have a good enough roster around them to do so. And Pickett's a little banged up as well. Cowboys versus Chiefs season opener. Y'all not getting the opening game potentially after the Chiefs three-peat and get another banner night to open the season. Y'all not getting the Chiefs week one. We got more of a chance to be playing Kansas City week one than y'all. Late to the stream, but we going to win. I love it. I love it, man. Vaughn, Eagles skill position players, any quarterback can win. Yep, and that's the entire point. That y'all got a 2,000-yard rusher, two potentially 1,000-yard receivers in a normal season, a good tight end, and a good offensive line. Theoretically, my big ass can go out there and produce with y'all's offense, man. Pickett was ready to go last game, even though he's busted up. He was in football gear on the sideline. Hurts is playing, yo. We don't even have to go through that charade, man. I missed the BSJ closing the gate celebration. He was good back then. Way back yonder when Benjamin St. Juice could actually cover wide receivers. The problem with him is his technique. He's a step behind and the late flat never gets. He actually got his head around on the penalty too. Problem was he had his hand around his waist like he was taking glamour shots with his girlfriend in the 8th grade back like we used to way back when. Hurts is mid and it ain't hate. His greatest play is the tush push that I want the Eagles for us in the playoffs. I want to be able to beat them, not gonna lie. I don't know what the scenarios and what the stipulations are of who we would play in the second round, but we got a game to play this week. Washington is going up to Tampa Bay to get a week one rematch. We know the playoff history. 1991, we were a field goal snap away from the NFC Championship in a matchup with the greatest show on turf. 2005, Washington's last playoff victory came in a night where Sean Taylor housed a fumble and spit on Michael Pittman Sr. Yes, the father of Michael Pittman Jr. that plays on the Colts. And then in 2020, during the COVID year, in front of 5 people, Taylor Heineke actually had us square up and go mano a mano with the team that went on to win the Super Bowl. Hey, if you know about the glamour shots, if you know, you know. Everybody used to take them with the little backward, the little corny ass little green screen backgrounds and shit. If you know, you know. But Broncos might upset the bill. I would love to see chaos because it feels like this is one of the more wide open seasons I've seen in quite some time. I would love to see absolute chaos and upsets everywhere and teams that are not exposed, that are not expected to be making noise, come in and bust the whole bracket up in the first week of the playoffs, man. I would love it, man. We win, we're going to have to play the Lions. That's unless the Packers win, right? But whatever it is, I'm here for it all. I'm here for the smoke. I'm glad our team actually got here. We're earlier than expected, and let's get after it, baby. When you got Jaden Daniels on your team, you got a chance on Sunday. And I like our chances Sunday night against a very, very good Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. That is all I got for right now. Thank you for those of y'all who pulled up and stayed here through the majority of a 2-hour Monday night stream. It is a winter wonderland in the DMV. Woke up to like 10 inches of snow on the ground. Stay warm, turn on the heat, bundle up, and let's get ready for a week of Washington Commanders playoff football. That is all I got right now. Warm weather at Raymond James Stadium on Sunday night. They put us in the primetime spot for a reason because we have a primetime player at the quarterback position. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Smash that like button on the way out. I will talk to y'all soon. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Until next time.